Yo, what is up, guys? We'll be Ham 412 here. Now, anyways, you all remember yesterday where I was working a lot as of late, and basically I talked a lot on updates and everything on these days, but basically I just want to let go of that and move on with today because basically yesterday I was also reviewing to you guys the official 412 movie cast that I kept my promise. And if you guys have not seen that live stream, I strongly suggest you go check it out because it's on the playlist of live streams I've done. And so basically, we're still on to the next 412 movie cast review on my last characters I've done on the channel. But you guys know that I reviewed yesterday where I reviewed the Undertaker and everyone I voice act in my last 412 movies. And something tells me Ranger was very happy to see Bowser Jr. on this last stream because this time I think something tells me that this next review is going to be amazing because we're just down to a few more cast members because I already know that the last cast members you saw were Vince McMahon and the Undertaker twins. Hey, what's up, Chuck? Now, basically, the live stream, I'm still keeping my promise to you guys that there's going to be more 412 movie cast members in the plush videos I've done. So basically, why don't I bring out one of them right now? So, you guys ready? Well, sounds like crickets going off in here, so I know you guys are excited about this, so why don't I bring them out right now? Excuse me. Hey, what's up, GGP? Well, as you guys can tell, this is one of my favorite characters I voiced act in the 412 movies because, as you can see, this is the Ash Ketchum plush toy along with his best friend Pikachu. But basically, they really made history on 412 movies because, well, it was fun doing Ash Ketchum because it was a great series on Pokemon when I remembered as a kid growing up, watching season 1, and it was, I believe, one of the all-time greats in the history of anime. And of course, there was Yu-Gi-Oh! At the time, there was Dragon Ball, then there were other animes like One Piece. And of course, one anime I'm starting to get a little interested in that I remember watching as a kid that I haven't watched yet. But basically, I'm going to get to that later. But the one anime I watched as a kid was basically Ultimate Muscle. It was an anime about wrestling, but one of the characters I was not impressed with was Kid Muscle. I mean, he needs to man up. I mean, this is a wrestling business, not a place to cower in the corner sometimes. But that's how they made history when they created the idea. But anyways, why don't I show you guys the next cast members? Excuse me. And of course, hey, what's up, Jordan? And of course, you all know who this is. Yo, Joseph, dude. As you can tell, this was done by my best friend, Noah Anderson, because we got a little inspiration from Super Mario Logan, because Joseph, I believe, is the funniest character in the history of SML. But the guy, I believe, knew how to get it done. But Joseph, I think, was the funniest character of all time in SML. And yet, though, Dane Tyler Plushies is still one of the best YouTubers, in my honest opinion. So, anyways, as I already know, that my best friend Noah voices Joseph. because basically Joseph was the idea coming into my mind, but my best friend Noah suggested, why not go for it? So I was like, sure, why not go for it? Because Joseph, I think, was the best character in the history of SML today. So, and yet the characters, look at this. This is so cool. But anyways, let's move on to the next cast member. And what I got is to my 412 movies. Mega Man, the Mega Man from the Mega Man NT Warriors series, another childhood anime I grew up watching as a kid. But I only saw half the series, but I remember those commercials they did from the TV series where there were toys that looked like game consoles. But in the end, something amazing that I thought I could see. But excuse me a minute. Sorry about that. Basically, Mega Man NT Warriors, I think, was the best series ever developed in the history of anime. But as you can tell here, Mega Man has the same symbol that it had in the series. But Mega Man NT Warriors, I think, was something great from my childhood that I will never forget. But in the end, I wish we can continue on with the series, but what can you do? So basically, Mega Man here, I have a lot of memories watching Mega Man. I remember playing video games of Mega Man, but to be honest, if I had a Nintendo Entertainment Classic System, I would definitely play Mega Man 2. But the last Mega Man game I've ever played as a kid was on PS1 when they made Mega Man 8, which I think was a childhood classic of mine, and I will never forget that. So anyways, time to move on to the next 412 movie cast member. My goodness. Daddy! Junior, what is it? When is the next? Where's the next 412 movie? Son, you know you have to wait patiently. Come on. Alrighty then. Let's see now. Of course. First, Finn the Human, which was on my latest 412 movie from the very because from the very beginning, I wanted something on 412 movies that was never done before. Finn here literally blow the roof off the house. I thought something I always wanted to do, but basically Finn here, I remember getting at Walgreens at one point when they were selling him on sale, and I wanted to do something new for my 412 movies. In the end, Finn here made tremendous history on my channel, and don't look at me like that. But basically, Finn, however, has done a lot for this channel ever since. And you already know on TNW, he is the U.S. champion. He won tag titles throughout his career. But maybe at the end we see Finn in a TNW ring, but we just don't know that yet. But let's just pray and hope it don't come to that. And keep your fingers crossed. We just don't know that for sure. But anyways, let's move on to the next movie cast member. There we go. Okay. Like I try to promise you guys that I review the Koopalings. Here's one of them. This is my official Wendy plush from the Mario games from the Koopalings. This is one of them. But Wendy here had different names. I remembered in the Super Mario Brothers cartoon, she had a different name under Cootie Pie, but the name Cootie Pie, I didn't like at first. I just didn't understand why they give her that name. But I just think she's better off with the name Wendy. Who do you guys think? Well, it's a little awkward silence. As you can tell, the details on Wendy are amazing. She's still got those beautiful eyes of hers. But if I were any guy out there trying to think about dating Wendy, no, thank you. No, thank you. A bit of a teenage young girl who has thinking ideas like, "Ooh, I want a cell phone," and basically, it's just some teenage girls out there are like, whatever. Just, but who knows? But some I think are nice in this world, and they work hard where they're at today. But I don't mean any disrespect there, but I'm just pointing out the obvious. But so far, though, we got Chuck on the chat, we got my good friend GTP on the chat, and of course, even Jordan. And oh, Chimera Z28. Did not you show up? My goodness. You and I still got a match after Gmod Mania 5. Let's just hope it don't break out into the stream. So, but anyways, in the meantime, though, I don't want to talk about what happens on Gmod Mania or what happens on GWE, but no spoilers. So, anyways, luckily it's still in development, but anyways, let's get straight to the next 412 movie cast member because as you could tell, Wendy here. Sorry, I already talked about Wendy. Oh, excuse me. All right, let's see. Okay, this is going to be a hard one. My goodness. It's stuck back there. Oh. Let's see. Oh, that one. Okay. Here's one of the other Koopalings. But basically, I know they have different names. I mean, I know there's Morton, there's Roy, there's Wendy, I know there's Larry, and then there's Iggy. But the sixth one I don't know because this is the little guy here, but his name I kind of forgot, but my apologies if I did. But this little man right here has already been through a lot. But as you could tell, this little guy here has been through a lot in 412 movies, but this little man is already a lucky son of a gun. But in my honest opinion, I think one of these days we might either see him in a GWE ring or maybe the rest of the Koopalings, but we just don't know that yet. But anyways, let's get to the next 412 movie cast member. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, he's big. Big one. Here we go. Here's Roy, one of the other things. And as you can tell, I haven't used him in a long time because he's covered in dust. He's just so filthy right now. He needs a cleanup, in my opinion. But Roy here has been through a lot in my 412 movies. I mean, the accent I came up with, I was once from Illinois, but basically, Roy here would have that accent because, well, he's cool looking because he's got the sunglasses, as you can tell. And he's still got his magic wand. And he's too busy flexing. But in the end, though, I just think that Roy here, I think, made tremendous history throughout the entire 412 movie series. But maybe the next 412 movie, I think I might have Roy do something knowing how cool looking he is. But Lord only knows what's going to happen. All right, see ya, Chimera. Basically, forgive me if I do this, but I'll see you after Gma Mania, Chimera. And basically, Roy here is just one tough son of a gun, as you could tell. But basically, he's kind of strong looking, but as you can tell, I've already pointed that out because he's got the muscles. But from the arm details, the wristbands are an exact match, which I think looked amazing at the time. But this young man could use a cleanup. But right now, though, let's not worry about that. But let's get to the straight movie cast. All right. Let's just hope. Okay. Here's Iggy. Because basically, though, Iggy came onto the 412 movie cast. I didn't know what to come up with this character for quite some time. But Iggy, I think, was so funny because I remember him at one point, not just on Super Mario Richie, but I remember Dane Tyler did like a different version of Iggy, and I know there's different versions out there. But I remember looking up on Super Mario Richie that Iggy ate too much sugar and was singing the Sugar Rush song. And that really put a smile on my face. And basically, I noticed that Super Mario Richie one time took a trip in Las Vegas, knowing the man held somewhere all the way in Canada. But for any great YouTuber out there, keep up the great work. So, anyways, let's get straight to the point here. But Iggy has amazing details, as you could tell. He still got the highlight on his eyes, but they look like a little blue. Oh. But as you could tell here, the wristbands match the resemblance of Iggy, but he's even got his little shell. But knowing how small he is, I wanted to try to come up with a lack of better terms for Iggy. Like, I just wanted him to make him think he's crazy, but the laughter idea was straight from the hyenas because that really was kind of my idea. So Iggy here has tremendous history on 412 movies, but maybe we might see him back, or maybe won't, or maybe we won't. But let's just hope they don't come to that. So keep your fingers crossed and make sure that don't happen. So, anyways, let's get to the next 412 movie cast member. My goodness. Why does the next guy by? Got quiet, Iggy. My goodness. Remind me to get you some therapy, kid. All right. Let's see now. Well, what we got next is Wick, because I know that Wick has been. Let's just hoping. Hey, what's up, Shadow Fiend? Look who showed up on the chat. The former multiple-time TNW World Heavyweight Champion and already legend in TNW's history, Shadow Fiend. Let's just hope so. Anyways, basically, as you could tell, Wick here had basically been through a lot in his time. But Wick, however, is like a scientist, as I remember looking back on the entire Super Mario Brothers cartoons. Like, there was, in the original version of the third one, he looked like a scientist, but in the fourth one, not the fourth one, but I remember there was Super Mario World cartoons, then there was Super Mario Brothers 3, that he was a scientist, but he always spied on the entire Mario Bros throughout the series. But let's not leave out any spoilers on what happened on the series at the time. But anyways, if you guys have not seen the series, I strongly suggest looking it up because the Wick here is a genius. Now, basically, I wanted to come up with something for this character because Wick is also a bit of a gentleman. Because Wick has always been a gentleman, knowing how smart he is, and I wanted to come up with an accent because Wick wanted to be like a gentleman type ish, but he also wanted to do something where he wanted to basically be that big brother that he is to Bowser Jr. and try to support him any way he can. And of course, I remember in the last babysit, knowing Ash Ketchum had a few problems with Wick, so I don't want to leave out any spoilers on what happens there. So, if you guys have not seen the Babysit series on my channel, look up 412 movies on my playlist, and you'll be sure to see them all from there and how it all happened. So, anyways, why don't I go ahead and show you the next 412 movie cast member? I do say, thank you very much. My pleasure. Okay, let's see. Of course. Now, basically, this is Larry, one of the other Koopalings that I've used in my 412 movies. But as you can tell, he's still got his blue shell. But sorry, I had to turn that around. As you can tell, he's got his blue shell, which is so cool. It matches the color of his star and his hair. But as you can tell, if you can look here, like there's a star right on his head. But whoever made him is a genius because the star matches half the colors of his shell. Like there, you see the dark blue from the sides of the sharp parts of the shell, and you see the light blue on his head, which is right there from the shell. But Larry here has only had one talk appearance in the 412 movies, but I remembered I just don't want to leave out any spoilers there. But like I said, if you have not seen my 412 movie series, feel free to look it up on the playlist on the channel, and I'll be sure to not talk about any spoilers because I just want to just give you guys the opportunity to check it out. So, anyways, Larry here has been through a lot in his time through 412 movies, and he has tremendous history, and I think he is one of the best characters throughout the history of the Super Mario Brothers games. But, anyways, let's get to the next 412 movie cast member. Okay. All right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Forgive me if I steal something from the Cube Mario Bros, but now I know how a fish feels. Oh my goodness. Be patient, everyone. My goodness. Indeed. All right. Here we go. Sorry about that. I had to make some room real quick. Yeah, you had to mention that too, Corey. Man, Shadow Fiend, you know how to make a news. Anyways, Shadow Fiend here has done a lot back in TNW. He's been around since 2015, and he made tremendous history. And I think all of us here owe Shadow Fiend a round of applause to be sooner or later the next TNW legend, to be already the biggest TNW legend in TNW's history. Now, basically, we're on to the final 412 movie cast member. Like I promised you guys, I would review the entire Koopalings and the entire 412 movie cast because this is the best character on the series. Because this is Morton. He is basically, I think, the biggest brother of the Koopalings, but I have no idea on how he got this big, but it was so hard to at least try to come up with an idea on what he would sound like. But Morton, however, at the time had different names, but as you could tell, as you can see the star on his face, that's just so cool. But I remembered a guy who did like plush videos by the name of Mr. Mario Fan 1988. I think did like crossover plush videos, like one with Mario and one with Sonic. But then I remember Morton at the time did something funny where the guy did something funny where it was like TJ Roderick was answering questions, and basically he answered mine, but he got my name wrong. It's Colbyhan, not Kyle. My goodness, that's my brother's name. But as you could tell here, Morton still has his magic wand, but that this magic wand here is a little bent, as you can tell. But Morton has been around the 412 movies for quite some time, and as you can see here, Morton still has the details. I think look amazing. He's still got the wristbands, and as you could tell, these wristbands here look amazing. They match the resemblance of Morton because Morton has a bit of a sense of humor when it comes to 412 movies. But I remember that other plush video YouTubers out there, like Super Mario Richie, would come up with something. And one time, another plush YouTuber did like one with Morton drinking soda while they're watching a movie, but while the Wick and Bowser Jr. were watching a movie. So I think that was so funny. But for me, I just wanted to do something for Morton. Like, I wanted to do like one where he had to come up with a different voice, but in the end, I think it turned out amazing at the time. But I believe that's all the Koopalings because basically the Koopalings have been on the 412 movies since 2017, knowing how long it's been, and they did lose a game of hide and seek. You can't see me with John Cena, which I think was where I don't want to talk about what happens in the beginning of the film. So it's best if you look up the 412 movies on the playlist. So that way you'd have to look from the beginning and see how it all began. So, anyways, I just want to thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to wrap up this live stream. But Morton here. But the question on my mind is, will we see the Koopalings together in a GWE ring? Now, that's not up to me to decide. I think it's up to my good friend, GGP. What do you think? Because basically, the Koopalings have tremendous history throughout the 412 movies. But Morton here, I think otherwise. He has been through a lot in his time. Ain't that the truth, Cole? Hey, save that for the sequel. Anyways, I'm just going to wrap this up, but I just want to leave out a few updates on what to do. Well, GTP agrees because I think why not have the Koopalings come on into a GWE ring? Because this is going to be amazing. But anyways, I'm going to wrap up this live stream, but before I do, I just want to leave out a special announcement. Now, basically, as we already know that a few more days from now is Sunday, and that's why this Sunday is ACW's Divide and Conquer in Las Vegas, which I think is going to be amazing. And of course, after that, it's the final stops leading into the big event, TNW Las Vegas in your house 5, which are TNW, ACW, and the HWF. Now, I don't want to leave out anything of what happens during those matches, so I don't want to leave any spoilers. So you guys are going to have to wait and see on what happens when the time comes. So anyways, I want to thank you all so much for watching this live stream on every 412 movie cast member, because I just wanted to show you guys every 412 movie cast member there was on this channel. I think made tremendous history at the time. So I just want to thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more. And guys, remember, if you guys want to send me fan mail, look me up on Google Hangouts, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, or if you guys want to Gmail me, I think that's the best way to go, because that's one way to settle things. But basically, I can't leave you my address in the comment down area below, because I don't want people coming by to my house saying like, "Oh, are you Cole Behead?" I'm like, "Yeah," and then I'm just worried the guy might punch me in the face. So anyways, I just don't want that to happen. So anyways, that will wrap up this live stream. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. And this has been an amazing live stream. And I'm just very thankful that you guys have been here throughout the live stream of yesterday to today. And I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. And be sure to tell my good friends, and of course, GGP and Shadow Fiend that's on the chat, along with none other than my best friend Noah Anderson. I said, "What's up?"